At the deadline, year one, Toronto Maple Leafs. So just a little overview here. We traded first Timothy Liljegren, Andreas Johnsson at the first year's draft, along with the 31st overall pick, which was Pittsburgh pick because they ended up winning the cup in year one. Traded them for Colton Parayko on D. And that was good, but we still needed more. We needed more help. That only really replaced Barry's minutes. So we did also end up trading Jeremy Bracco, 21 second. I believe it was a 2023rd, something like that, for Ryan Pulock. And we did extend him because he was his last year. We just traded for his rights. We signed him for a 5-year deal at $4.25 million per. An excellent value for a defenseman like him. And at the deadline, we're seeing that he is definitely capable of eating those minutes. And Colton Parayko, between the two, is actually the odd man out. And he's a year younger. But the thing I like about Parayko is he's got the size to be the immovable object in the back. We have him only on the third line just because of chemistry, and I think he's just going to have to be okay with that for now. If he does not get with the program, we can flip him next year. He's only 2 years left, and we initially put him on this team so that we could round out our top six. But it seems to me that we're going to have Sandin here, and eventually, hopefully, another guy in his place for Parayko. Pretty much these lines are set up the way they are because of chemistry, and it has worked out. Nicholas Robertson has gone from a 77 overall to an 80 by the deadline. Excellent. I mean, he's really developing his puck handling. I really want him to develop as a sniper, though. And reason being is because I do not think we're going to be able to sustain William Nylander's contract long term. And we need a guy who can snipe on the wing alongside Tavares or Matthews while Marner dishes the puck. Engvall, also hoping he can develop into one of those guys with a decent shot. He has 2 more years left before he gets extended, and Robertson is right now in his rookie season of his ELC, so we're not worried about losing him anytime soon. Gauthier, Kerfoot on the last line. Kerfoot's contract is just far too nuts for us, so I'm probably looking to move him at this deadline just to make next year a little bit easier. He's only playing 9 to 10 minutes a game. I can pretty much use anybody to fill those minutes, including Stefan Nason, and put Gauthier in the center. I have enjoyed Curtis Lazar playing for us. He adds some aggression to the team. He's a little bit of a gritty grinder. I may actually turn his player type into a grinder, as he's not going to produce much for us in terms of points. But man, this guy's going to generate some hits for us. Wonderful. Nick. Frederik Andersen having a year that could look like a Vezina year for us. Below 220 goals against average and a 923 save percentage is definitely something to keep an eye on, and Campbell's doing his job. I like to see somewhere around 910 to 5260. I wish he was winning more games, but that's not all his fault. Power play unit, Martin Tavares Matthews, Riley Nylander, and I do have Robertson on the one-time option here. He's got good hand-eye. Hopefully his power in his shot increases. We're getting solid production out of Jason Spezza, still at 37 years old. He actually looks like he's going to beat last year's totals, which I think is incredible. I don't know how he does it. I don't think Robertson or Mikheyev are necessarily supplying him with it, so I'm pretty impressed with his output. So we need to move Kerfoot. I wouldn't mind grabbing a pick for him. I don't think people are going to be looking to dish out picks. Oh my goodness, this rookie that we just took in the 3rd round this past year is a low elite at 72 overall already. Man, I'm going to have to go back and sign him to an AHL contract right now. Look at that shot. He's going to put some pucks in for him. All right, an undersized guy, low elite, ends up being a mid-round gem for us. That is exciting. So now that I'm not distracted anymore about what's going on with my prospects. Oh, not Engvall. What happened there? Perfect. Thank you. All right. What are we saying? Calgary Flames are interested in Kerfoot for a prospect. Anton Honka in a 3rd, a 2nd and a 3rd. Filppula, not a bad idea to get center depth, but I think we're going to be okay with our last line being the way it is. We don't need more scoring wingers. Anton Hudobin, I would definitely be considering this if we didn't have a solid backup already in Campbell. He's been doing just fine. A 2nd and a 3rd again. A 2nd and a 3rd again. Alright, it looks like the going rate for our guy is a 2nd and a 3rd here. I wonder if I can add some value to this and turn it into... Is anyone going to trade a 1st round pick for him? We have to remember our rules here. Our rules that we are sticking to are realistic, and so we're not going to try to rip picks or stuff out of a team in order to trade a player. A 2nd and a 3rd would be great for us, actually, for depth. So let's not get too ahead of ourselves. That seems like a realistic price for Kerfoot. But who is the team we want to go with? Columbus, Dallas, Nashville. Blue Jackets, Nashville. Who else traded it? Wants to trade a 2nd and a 3rd to us. And then Columbus themselves with Dallas's pick. Oh yeah, Columbus is with Dallas's pick. And I think Nashville 2021 and a 2022 3rd. Okay, so these are for 2 years from now. Nashville's is for this year. I think I wanted this year's 2nd. Let's go figure out where they're at in the standings. Nashville's right in the middle. I don't know. I think Nashville's 2nd this year would be the best option. We're going to get around 50th overall. Depends on where they end up. Yeah, that's not a terrible option. So ultimately, this looks like our best trade option. We want to get some more depth for our minor league system, and it looks like we're winning here in value, and their center depth is not great, so I could understand why they would give a 2nd and a 3rd for a guy who's currently playing fourth line minutes. I'm going to go ahead and say yes to this because I think it's just fair. They don't want to trade us another pick from this round. Do I want a 3rd? Is this deep enough? I don't think this draft is deep enough for 3rd round picks to stock up. So we're gonna do the Kerfoot for a 2nd and a 3rd. I think that's a good trade for Kerfoot. We needed to clear up that cap space pretty bad. And I think all of our bottom line guys proved that they can do some serious minutes here, so Stefan Nason definitely proved himself worthy of starting minutes, so there he goes. And I really enjoyed playing with this line in the preseason. I'm really expecting them to just eat those 10 minutes per game and serve faithfully there. I think we're going to take this team to right into playoffs and right through. I do want to see if I have any re-sign money for Hyman here. Usually if you can get a deal before free agency, it's a little bit more cost efficient, and I think that that's true in most cases, even in real life, where a guy's going to sign in the middle of the season and it's like, wow, that's a really great value for that guy. In some cases it's a little too steep, but for the most time they just want to stay in their team, and Hyman's from Toronto. I can't really see him wanting to test the free agent market. So let's go ahead and get him re-signed and keep him on here. He wants $4 million a year. I think if we go longer, he will ask for less. I think 3.5 is more realistic even. I will take him for 6 years at, let's say 3.25. A longer term contract is more than good enough for a guy like Zach Hyman. This will set him up well for his career. So there it is. We just sent him an offer to extend him for 6 years at 3.25. That's great value. I don't think we re-sign Spezza again. We see if he retires this year. Maybe let him go to free agency. We'll see how Gauthier plays. He's an RFA. I don't need to extend RFAs. I just offered away 3 and a bit. We're going to need to clear up another $2 million at the draft if we're going to keep him. Where we do that, it's probably honestly going to be Parayko. We get a way more value from him, and he's a year older than Pulock. I know he's more physical, but we're not going to make those decisions yet. I think we're going to take this team all the way through to playoffs. Michael Granlund? Marcus Granlund? I forget which one that is. I have a Granlund already, but that's not the guy. Obviously, a first, Scott, and a fourth for a centerman. I don't know where they're getting the idea that we need centers, but all right, we did indeed get Zach Hyman back next year at 3.25 for another 6 years. This guy is such a character guy. Everyone loves him. We're pretty excited that we got him at such a value contract. He's very unlikely going to be a guy we'll ever need to dump off. Huge win, 8-5 to Florida. And these Leafs can't stop winning. It's funny how easy it is to fix the Leafs, but the real fun and the real challenge is going to come later when I have to maintain their salary cap without anything unrealistic going down. That's going to be the hardest part. I am seriously interested in getting Jesper Wallstedt. I know he's a franchise guy because I created him. He's surprisingly going very late in the draft for a franchise player. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go top 10 in real life. He's going to be like Carey Price good, and that's a really exciting thing to get as a franchise player. That definitely helps, especially in the early years, in the ELC years. You just let him develop in the minors until you have no starting goaltender options, and bang, you have an incredible guy. The Toronto Maple Leafs. We end up winning 60 games this year. 46 and 46 for 92 points. Matthews' production this year was stellar. William Nylander was the guy next in line. Instead of Marner, probably just due to the fact that he was on Matthews' line, and Tavares didn't score as much as Matthews. Marner's definitely more versatile, though, than Nylander. Morgan Rielly, almost 70 points. I would not be shocked to see him winning the Norris Trophy this year, but thing is, every time the Norris goes to a guy that gets like a point a game, Pierre Engvall almost scored 60 points. I did everything I could to get him there. Got him on the second line. His shooting percentage was incredible. And he wasn't on the power play unit and still ended up putting up 9 power play points, 6 goals there. Next year, he'll definitely be there. Nick Robertson, 42 points in his rookie season, playing a good portion of that on the third line. That is pretty impressive. Hyman, 20 goals, 20 assists. It's pretty much my expectations of this guy, as he's mostly used as a defensive forward. During put up 12 goals. That's not something I expected from him, but yeah, there it is, 12 goals. He really focused on shooting the puck this year, and so that turned up for him really nicely. So good. Goaltenders. I'm Freddie Anderson, 923, 217. Can't be upset with that. Only 2 shutouts. We weren't good enough defensively to get him too many shutouts, but that steady save percentage without that many shutouts is impressive. You gotta consider that. If there was more shutouts in there, it'd probably be more like 930. So let's take a look. Who bested him? Gibson. Just Gibson. But Freddie had 52 wins over these 2 guys. I gotta think that Freddie Anderson ends up with the Vezina this year. These guys would most likely end up with the Jennings Trophy. Actually, you know, it could be Askarov with the lowest save percentage. Actually, no. I think a minimum 25 games played. The William M. Jennings will go to Anderson as well. So he's going to win the Vezina, I think, and the Jennings Trophy. He's going to be driving a hard bargain, asking for quite a bit of money. We saw 8.5 a year for him, and honestly, he's worth it, but can we afford it is the next question. Matthews this year was 3rd in points, 4th in goals. Tarasenko still pumping in goals, and Sagan, the only 100-point player this year, blasting that with 9 extra points. Let's review our team stats for the season in terms of the rest of the league. We are obviously the best team with 128 points. That's incredible. 344 goals for per game. Not even the best. We were 2nd best to Boston, but we did have the best defense in the league. That speaks volumes. It's everything, guys. The Leafs, you can't outscore huge teams all the time and expect to win. Looking at teams like Boston, they also play decent defense, but Washington Capitals, they allowed over 3 goals a game and scored over 3 goals a game. This allowed them to win 45 games. But then you're looking at a team like Colorado Avalanche, who 44 wins, also barely had a differential. The defense is so important in this game. Good goaltending is also key. Best home record is the Leafs, 33-4-4. The Leaf fans were impressed this year. They had to have been thoroughly enjoying their time at home. All right, without any more waiting, let's get through to the first year of the Stanley Cup playoffs. We are playing the former champions, Pittsburgh Penguins, and I am expecting this to be a rout at a difference of 16 wins. First period, Nylander Hall, we're up 2-1, 3-1 with Lazar's goal, and a 5-1 rout with Matthews topping off with 2 more. A nice amount of goals against Pittsburgh and definitely keeping the puck out of the net. Crosby, not a factor. Game 2, period 1, 1-0 Sandin. They ended up taking the lead 2-1, but we came back. Marner's goal and Matthews would put them at 3-2 going into the and we blew it in the third. Gensel in the last 6 minutes scores 2, and that is a classic Leafs collapse. Dang. I hope that we get right back out of it and come right back at them. We did allow way too many goals in that game. Maybe this will be a more even series than I thought. John Tavares, No one else would score in the second period, and Marner and Riley will add, but a 43 save shutout for Anderson. Wow. Actually, 34 saves and then gets pulled. I don't want him to be injured. What happened? Please don't be injured. Okay, for some reason they just put Jack Campbell in. Maybe they're doing some kind of load management, but that's weird. I don't know why that would have happened. Maybe it was just like he got hurt and got pulled out of the game and then he got back in. I don't know what happened. But oh man, we're going into the third period here, down. And Marner only scored once in the last 10 minutes. We did not come back. The series is tied 2-2. Now I want to remind you guys, I am allowed to play in the third period of games where we are down in the series or we are down in a game. So if it's in order to save the series for saving the Maple Leafs, I will play, but otherwise I'll let them sim through. They're definitely a good enough team to do it anyways. 6-1, that is more like it. Mitch Marner, 12 points in 5 games. Here we go with game 6. First period is a tie. Second period is a tie. Kapanen tying the game up before the period ends. And the Toronto Maple Leafs, can they take this game and close out the first round, making it to the second round for the first time in the new era, and they are just routing this third period. 4-2. 5 minutes left. It looks like the Leafs are going to do it, and we're going to move on to the second round for the first time in this new era Maple Leafs. So far, the save is looking good. But some bad news coming out of that game. William Nylander injured, and we are going to have to make a call up for this. He's a power forward. He's a guy who's going to hit. He's going to use the body well. He skates okay. Perhaps calling him up and using him in the playoffs would be really good for his development. Just using him as a scratch rather than in the minors. I'm going to actually go with that. I don't think the Leafs have him off the radar in real life, so let's just do something of those lines. And we're going to allow Robertson to take Nielsen's spot for now. Yeah, that's okay with me. Power play, right? It is going to be Robertson. Oh, I just realized we have had Jake Muzzin scratched for a good part of the year due to injury. And Justin Hall's been playing, so let's get him back in there. I think that Dermott's been slowly creating a great quarterback for the power play. Pulak here, obviously, we were using him. Power play points, only 1 with the Maple Leafs this year, and I think that was an oversight on our part. We probably should have had Dermott on the whole time, and that's kind of my bad, you know. But we can fix that now. Dermott on the power play. Kevin Hallman is a defenseman, but he actually fits on this line without a detriment. It must be his offensive abilities that's keeping this line from going negative. But pretty cool, I would say. It's also probably their chemistry that's helping. And I actually think Nylander will be available fully in just a few days here. He may even be available at the beginning of this game. No, he wouldn't be. Let's just quick sim this game and see what happens. Okay, we won it in overtime. Way more fun to see the sims though and see who scores, tracking their progress. Tampa Bay goes up 2-1 on us. Stefan Nason scores 1. Matthews. Oh man, we couldn't keep the puck out, but Korshkov scores in the second game. Game 2, then they're beating us 3-0. Oh, we came back and scored 3. Robertson tying the game, and they would score 2 more. It's 5-3. Come on, Nylander, we need you back, man. That doesn't look good, so we're gonna have to change up these lines. I don't think the top line's good enough. Yeah, that's okay. Engvall and Mikheyev. Yeah. Engvall's not having a great series, so down he goes. Igor Korshkov, 3 points in 6 games in these playoffs. Actually, sorry. Whoa, that's weird. Why does it say 3 points in 6 games? You know, I actually have no idea. Huh. Okay, well anyways, this year's playoffs, he has a goal in 3 games. That's the real stat. And now we're down 2-1 in the series, so I can sub in and play this game in the third period if I feel it's necessary. But they would easily take it. Matthews, Hyman, Pulak, and Gauthier. No doubt this is going to be a grind out series. It's going to be tight the whole way through. Series tied 2-2. Tampa Bay up 2-1 in the first period. The Leafs would take the lead, Hyman and Sandin. And we have an injured Zach Hyman, a fractured jaw, either took a puck to the face or a punch. I don't like it. But William Nylander is available in this game, which is such good news. I think Robertson, Matthews, Marner for the rest of this series here is a good idea. And maybe Nylander helps Engvall get going with Tavares. I'm giving Robertson opportunities to keep developing because 3 overall throughout the season is pretty impressive. Game 6, Leafs are up 3-2. Let's go. It's elimination time. Leafs are feeling it. They're hyped. They're down 1-0. That's nothing they can't come back from, but they were only allowed to get 3 shots on net in that period. That's okay. They would only need 18 more shots to score 3, allowing Tampa just 4 in return. That was all Maple Leafs. And they would dominate the rest of the game, winning it 4-2 with an empty netter added. So that is round 2. We pretty much know who he just went up against. With Tampa Bay, their team likely hadn't changed much. But something Johnny Superbman did really nicely was go in through edit view lines, and it did show what team we were up against. So Philly, we're up against Van Riemsdyk, Giroux, Voracek, Bodker on the second line with Farabee and Patrick. Bodker must have had a decent year to earn this spot. 29 points, I suppose. As a +4, it didn't hurt them. They pretty much just went for, obviously, chemistry. And they didn't have very good right wingers. They have Raffle and Pitt like your Couturier. Third line minutes, I don't know about that. Patrick better be way better than him. They get a decent team. Defensively is where they're strong. They got Tyson Barrie up on the top line with Ghost is Bear, and again didn't do very well. So that's actually surprising. They were misused, I would definitely say. And regardless, they have a really good defensive team. And their goaltender, Carter Hart, this is what's going to make it tough. Now, he's not dominating so much in the playoffs. A 906 is not good enough, especially with the way that Anderson is playing. I mean, through 2 series, the guy has stopped a lot of pucks. 923 again, he's so consistent. Here we go with round 3, Philadelphia Flyers. Mitch Marner is the only one putting up a goal for us in this one, and it looks like the Leafs are struggling to score against Carter Hart in this series. They would lose 5-1. Yikes. Down in the series. I will play in the 3rd period if I need to score for them. 1-1 first period, 2-1. Now we're going into the 3rd period, but I don't want to play the beginning of the period. Oh, and Nicholas Robertson ties it. 2-2. Now I won't sub if we're not losing. And there we are losing with 11 minutes left. Underway, here we are. Tavares.
Puck is shot, play resumes. Knocked away and tries to make it.
Parayko jumping up in the play.
Lets one go, can't get it to go. And now he tries to get it across to Konechny. It's a 2-on-1. To his teammate. From the point. Oh, he gives up the body on that. Here's a short pass to Bodker. Konechny's been brought down, and we're going to get a penalty here.
I thought I turned teammate penalties down.
Let's see what the call is. Tripping the call.
Oh, well.
I don't necessarily think he's trying to trip him here, James, but he gets his stick into his feet. Down he goes.
Oh, they telegraph the pass, and he picks it off and manages to clear the zone. The Flyers move to the offensive zone. Deflected away. Nice defensive use of the stick there. He scores! What a goal!
Hard to get a much quicker than that. A second one then, and I take another one now.
That's pretty rough that we allowed one there on the penalty kill.
And a stick in the lane ends that threat. And that's blocked away. Scoops up the puck in front of the net, trying to clear the zone. Carries it in. Here's a shot, and he's...
Oh, it makes it in the net. That one tricked Carter Hart.
Toronto's come back with a big one here in the 3rd.
Grind away, dig away, now you got a chance.
One more.
Taken by Barrie. Slides it on over to Giroux. Puts it on net. Great read as he crouches down to block it. With the stop.
What a save.
Goaltender, spectacular desperation play. Moves it quickly over to Riley. Takes it across the blue line. Delayed penalty coming up here. There goes the whistle. No extra attacker able to get there in time.
Scary looking charge.
A lot of times the player won't think that's even a penalty, but you go that far to make the hit. The referee's radar goes up.
Tries to clear the puck. And a nice job by the Killers on that one.
Yeah, now they can get a change, get some fresh players on the ice.
Moves it to Nylander. Sends the pass over. Passes right to the front. Moves the puck behind the net. Puts it to the front of the net. Makes the save. failed to convert on scoring opportunities, and lots of them here in this third period. Back underway, and they take possession here inside the offensive zone. Takes a shot, makes the save with the trapper. Great defensive stick work on the play. Here's a chance right in front. Misses a golden opportunity there.
Hit the net. No chance to score if you don't get the puck on target.
Steps out behind the net to play the puck. Looking to break out here on the power play. Heads deep inside the offensive zone. That was a good-looking chance, but he turned it away. Off target. Quick pass to Lazar. Stopped by the goaltender. Gets it out of his own end. And the goalie comes out to play the puck. Tries to get it over to Robertson.
And they are playing quite aggressive.
Coming up here on the play. And the goaltender gets to the bench for the extra attacker. And the officials stop the play.
5 on 3.
Raffles going to go off for a pair for charging here.
Yeah, he gets rung up for a hit that's a little bit over the line. You can't run that far to make the hit.
Little too overzealous?
Yeah, just a little.
Stepping out of the crease now to play the puck. And he moves it up to Matthews. Matthews moves it into the attacking end. Matthews looks around. Quick feed to Provorov. Trying to clear from the defensive zone. Call that a win for the penalty killers on that one.
Yeah, he slams it off the glass. Now the power play's got to go back to get set up.
Blocker save. Shot. Here's a short pass. He scores!
There it is, a nice slide over to Marner.
Power play comes through. They move the puck nicely, and they're able to capitalize on the extra man.
Well past the midway mark of this period, we are all tied up in this one. Puck grab by Riley. On the attack along the boards. And now he angles it across to Nylander. Oh,
there it is. Good rebound by Tavares, but what a save initially by Hart.
Now you control it. You push the pace. You push the other guys back on their heels.
Toronto's gone up by 1. What's the strategy now, Ray?
Nothing really changes except you.
Something I do realize is that this is 20-minute periods, so with that 11 minutes left, I gave myself 11 minutes to tie and win this game, which is more than I initially thought.
That's turned aside for the blocker. And it's a quick pass to Riley. And that's broken up with a stick in front. And that's intercepted. Moves it quickly over to Riley.
Oh, a slip dig.
Puts the puck into the corner of the offensive zone.
Oh. Caught in the middle of the change here.
Riley's lugging the puck. Moves it to Gauthier. Moves it to Nosen. Putting the hard hat on here. What a hit. Stopped by the goaltender.
They just hold it for me. I don't want to just run up the score.
Philadelphia has won the face-off deep in their own end. And now he moves it to Voracek. Right to the middle. Here's a chance in front.
And he gets away from me in the slot.
And now their bench has
And that is why you can't just think that you're going to end up running out. It feels like you're dominating them, and then they get one good chance and they complete it. So there is no safety with a 1-goal lead. Oh.
Philadelphia's got a hold of it along the wall. Sends it over to Van Riemsdyk. Van Riemsdyk's going to play it against the half wall. Toronto's going to play the puck from behind the cage. Into the corner. And now it's over to Parayko. Hammers a shot.
What a shot by Sandin from the point.
They take the lead.
Well, it looked like this game was going to be even for the longest time because nobody seemed to have the upper hand.
Hayes wins it in the dots. Moves it over to Raffl. Raffl's got the puck. Back at the point, they set it up. Move to the middle. Sends a pass over.
And Anderson out of position on that one. We are just trading goals.
Where you think they're not going to be able to find the equalizer, but they stay at it and they get it done.
Hayes wins it in the neutral zone. Toronto's gained possession along the boards. Brings the puck into the offensive end now. Shot right in front. He scores!
And the goalies are just bleeding in this game.
Hotly contested since it's been level. They now have found a way to jump into the lead.
Gauthier's won it.
This has been a roller coaster.
Traps that his chest. And we're going to get a stoppage here as the referee blows the play dead. Past the halfway mark of this period, Toronto's got a 1-goal lead. Center's jammed up and the winger grabs the puck. Nice poke check. Quick pass to Niskanen.
Oh.
Feeds it over to Lindblom. Quick feed to Moraine. They've got numbers. Sends it over. And that goes off the post and out.
The Flyers are going to have to keep grinding away as they try to get this game back to square. But this shot hits the pipe.
Takes the pass. Oh, that's tremendous poise in the defensive end to break off the pass. From the left side, it moves to the middle of the ice. Couturier's got it along the boards.
Not at all.
Fantastic save.
What I meant to do. Oh.
And manages to clear the zone. Nice dish from the left wing. And that skips away on a nice defensive deflection. And
oh, man.
Coming up here. And let's see
Nick Robertson just gets his stick lifted as I tried to get that puck to Matthews on the wing.
Very good reference. Spezza's won a big draw on their own end. And tries to make a diagonal pass to Spezza.
Spezza has some ground.
The 360 with the puck. And that one's turned away.
Yeah, he got out tight to him, James. There's nowhere for that puck to go.
Slides it to Barry. Trying to get the puck out of his own end.
I don't like that they can just do that. Just knife the puck out of midair at a shot. That's a wrist shot out of the zone. Should just be gone. And it's not.
To take a chance when you're behind in the game. He turns that puck over, trying to make something out of nothing.
On a great defensive play there. Tries to get the puck to Giroux. Here's a blast. And too much traffic in front blocks that one. Puts it on net. Comes up with the stop.
Good save.
Here in the late going to the frame. Nice start winning the draw here inside the offensive zone. Grabs it with the glove.
Another good save. Alright guys, well that's going to be it for this episode. We won't be able to show the rest of this recording for this game, but you will get to see the result of this game and where we're at in the series in the next video. I will not skip ahead any games. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching when we take on the rest of the Philadelphia Flyers for round 3.